Hello guys, Chris here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing a GeForce RTX 5090 in the new GTA 5 Enhanced Edition. This one is the Founders Edition model of the card. I am running it with the latest Nvidia drivers and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs here in Tech Power-Ups GPU Z. By the way, it has all of the ROPs. And over on the left, I am pairing it with a Ryzen 7 9800X 3D and 32GB of RAM. Let's get into it, shall we? And here we have it, guys, GTA 5 in all its glory, over a decade later, now with Ray Tracing. Oh yeah, let's go over the settings first. I am starting at 4K resolution. Ray Tracing is obviously turned on and set to the maximum, and the rest of the settings are also set to the maximum possible settings, including the previous advanced settings, which were like extended shadow distance and stuff like that, high resolution shadows. Those were within a separate menu, but now they're here in the normal settings menu. Also, in terms of anti-aliasing, they removed MSAA, which was very nice. I really like that method, but now we have DLSS 3 with DLAA here, which works quite nicely. It's the new best anti-aliasing method for this game, in my opinion. And, well, let's start counting our FPS. Visit Jack, kill Bob, do our usual shenanigans in GTA 5. This is gonna be a great month, by the way, because I will focus a lot in testing this game. Right away, I can see that it is quite a bit more stuttery than the legacy version, so you might want to stick to the legacy version, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe if you lock your FPS, the stutters will go away. I don't know yet. I promise by the time I test like a GTX 1060 here, I will probably drive a lot better. Probably, promise. That doesn't go well together. Anyway, moving on. Alright, let's try not to hit people! That was very short-lived, that phrase, my friends. Also, guys, I am seeing a little bit of GPU usage fluctuation, not right now, but when we were driving through the city really fast, and right now as well, 95% there. I wonder if this is a little bit of a CPU bottleneck, because Ray Tracing is extremely intensive both on the GPU and the CPU side of things. I'm not really liking that too much. CPU usage is also really low, so they might have not optimized the game to take advantage of these new CPUs with a lot of cores and threads, so it's kind of the same. And hello, Jack, how's it going, buddy? Oh boy, will he hug us, by the way? Is Jack AI better this time around? Not really. I'm here for you to hug. I love you too, but you could face me at least, you know, Jack. Anyway, those 1% lows are definitely a lot worse than they were before in the legacy version of the game. And the game is obviously a lot more intensive now with that ray tracing enabled and all the bells and whistles enabled as well, even though we're not utilizing MSAA anymore. So quite a lot more intensive. It looks very similar. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was expecting a bigger difference in terms of visuals. Goodbye, Bob! There we go. Perfect. I've waited so long to do this. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Actually, I did it because I tested GTA 5 on the 5090 recently, the legacy version, and now this is the enhanced version. Anyway, yeah, you can see that the frame time is not great, right? For example, Red Dead Redemption 2's frame time is quite a lot better. That also runs DirectX 12 and Vulkan as well, but Red Dead 2 does not have ray tracing, and that's possibly what's causing those little stutters and frame time spikes every once in a while. Again, if you lock the FPS, they should be gone, because I have actually played this for a while with 59 FPS locked, and it was buttery smooth. The frame times were a lot more stable, but I'm doing a benchmark video, so it doesn't make sense to lock the FPS, right? So anyway, just keep in mind, if you lock it to like 100 FPS or 120 FPS, it will be smoother in terms of frame times. It's a bit of a shame, though, that they didn't optimize that, you know, like, it should have been a way smoother experience with this enhanced edition to take advantage of the new technologies that we have in graphics cards and CPUs, and this is a bit of a stuttery mess. And this is still the story mode as well, like, kind of bad. Not gonna lie, guys. I want to try CPU bottlenecking next, so I'm gonna use DLSS quality this time. Again, it's DLSS 3, not DLSS 4, so it's slightly softer than native resolution. It still looks really, really good, guys. But as you can see, now that we are essentially running the game at 1440p and upscaling it with DLSS to 4K, which looks a lot better than 1440p native, by the way, but we're not putting as much load on the GPU because of that, and we see a CPU bottleneck. Yes, guys, it can be a CPU bottleneck even with the CPU usage at 30 to 40%, which is what it's using right now, you know. It just means that the game was not coded to take advantage of high core count CPUs, and the cores that it can actually utilize are maxed out. So having faster cores would make a faster performance. What the heck was that? Therefore, the CPU is the limiting factor of performance. You could also say that it's the engine or the code of the game, you know, not being optimized and stuff. That's the true bottleneck, and it is, because there's still headroom there on the CPU side of things. But again, if a faster CPU would get higher FPS, it's still a CPU bottleneck. And you know what, guys? The fact that we're CPU bound with a 9800X3D at 4K quality DLSS is just kind of ridiculous. I get that this is an old title. Even in the legacy version, we were kind of CPU bottleneck in some ways, sometimes at lower resolutions especially. But in the legacy version, we were getting around 100 more FPS when CPU bound. So the 9800X3D would cap out at like 250, sometimes up to 400 FPS, you know. And here it's capping out at around 150 frames per second. And this is the best CPU for gaming there is, right? So a little bit concerned about that, my friends. But hey, it's ray tracing maximum settings as well. It's supposed to be super demanding, and it definitely is. I just wish it looked a little bit more different, I guess. Because as of now, with the stutters and the lower performance is not too bad, though. You could lock it around 120 FPS once again and get that smooth experience. And I'm gonna showcase that, you know. See that? I just locked it to 120 FPS, and the frame times are now way more stable. It is a flat graph right there, a flat line. It still has some little issues, though. That's quite disappointing to see. Okay, so we'll still have little spikes every once in a while. I think I would stick to the legacy version, guys. I'll still test a bunch of GPUs here with the ray tracing in GTA 5 and the new enhanced edition, of course, because I just love this game, honestly, and I love to try it out here in the channel. But yeah, guys, it is quite a bit of a stuttery mess because of the X12. I really don't like that. But now let's try it at the 1440p resolution, and guess what, guys? It is the same as the DLSS quality was previously. It's super vibrant. Whoa! Wait, it's probably the time of the day that changed slightly, but the color of the water, Jesus! That looks like we're running Minecraft with some shaders, you know, and the contrast levels are also improved like crazy right now. Yeah, so there's definitely a huge difference there in terms of color palette. Not so much about reflections and lighting and stuff, at least from what I'm seeing here. But yeah, the color palette definitely is changed. I'm not sure if I like it more like this or not, because kind of unrealistic, right? Maybe the legacy version was slightly more realistic looking. By the way, I will leave a link to the legacy test in GTA 5 with the 1590 that I did a few weeks ago. I tested 4K, 16K, 1080p's, MSAAs and stuff, which we don't have, unfortunately, in this title anymore. But again, DLAA does the job really well of the anti-aliasing, you know? So it's a good replacer for MSAA. And imagine if we actually had MSAA over here in this new version of GTA 5. It's already so damn intensive, at least with the ray tracing enabled, that, and so stuttery as well, that if it had multi-sampling anti-aliasing, which is MSAA, of course, it would just run like complete crap. So yeah, extremely intensive setting, and I'm glad they replaced it with a newer version of anti-aliasing that isn't as intensive, but at the same time I'm a little bit sad. I would like to have seen like 1080p 8 times MSAA here in the enhanced edition and 30 FPS on a 5090. I'm not saying that that's what it would get, of course, but I'm speculating here. But anyway, we should probably move on just to tick a little box, okay, because I know some people will be interested in this. Let's try 1080p. And at the 1080p resolution, it will get exactly the same FPS as 1440p and exactly the same FPS as the 4K res with DLSS quality, because it's fully CPU bound, guys. Once again, 50% GPU utilization, 60% at times. Not good. The stutters are still there as well. Jesus. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. Oh man, I really hope they look at these performance videos and they think about optimizing this, because this is really crappy. Like 57, 1% lows. The more bottlenecked you are, the more stutters you will see. So yeah, 120s down to 119 there for a second, guys. On a 98Hz X3D and 5090 at 1080p resolution. They destroyed GTA 5, my friends. Now that we were able to finally play it with 4K resolution and MSAA enabled, 60 plus FPS 100% of the time, they just destroyed the performance with the ray tracing and the new enhanced edition. However, I like this stuff. I do like the improvements in graphical fidelity. I like what they're trying to do here, but at the same time, I'm very disappointed at the lack of optimization that they did. I really hope that they work on it, because it's a little bit rough right now, as you can see, of course. And right now, again, I would just stick to the legacy version. Also, this is perfect for us to test some ray tracing. Come on, come on. Okay, car is gone now. We can see the ray tracing reflections on the water here, like the reflections of the trees there don't disappear once the objects are off screen, and if you don't have ray tracing, they would disappear. So a little bit of a gain there in accuracy of reflections as well. And you know what? I'm just gonna put a little heart over here. Okay, and light it on fire to see if it's intensive. Alright, we're getting 60% GPU utilization. The fire looks really good. It's super fast though. The flames don't look realistic whatsoever. But yeah, I think that's enough, guys. This car is way more reflective than the previous ones that we were using. Oh, well, the previous one, because somehow I managed to stick to the same car for the last 25 minutes of gameplay. That's very nice. It's nicer, of course. It looks great, but it is very intensive. And here at the 1080p resolution, by the way, the reflections aren't as high quality as they were previously. So I wish to see an update to support DLSS 4. And I also tried the Nvidia app. This is not showing in the Nvidia app, so we can't override DLSS. But I hope to see DLSS 4 being included in the future, or at least the Nvidia app override. That would be awesome, because that would improve the reflections by a lot. Now we're at 8K resolutions, and of course the reflections are way better looking, a lot sharper and detailed. It's nice. And where previously at 8K resolution with max settings in this game, legacy version that is, we would get 60 plus FPS easily without MSAA, that is. Actually around like 100 FPS or something like crazy like that. It was running really well. But now with the enhanced edition, with ray tracing and everything, well, the 5090 craps its pants a little bit. Although it's using ray tracing, so the fact that we're still getting playable frame rates is actually pretty good. I thought it was going to run worse after seeing 4K results and knowing that it is running ray tracing once again. Usually 4K is already extremely demanding with ray tracing, even on these super monstrous GPUs like the 5090s, 4090s and stuff. But yeah, the 8K is definitely doable, as you can see. If you wanted to achieve the best visual fidelity possible in GTA 5 Enhanced Edition, and you have like an 8K TV, that would be pretty awesome to have, actually. Maybe someday I will buy one to make these videos with. But yes, guys, an 8K experience here, true native 8K experience that is, would be absolutely awesome. I'm running the SR right now to run the 8K res. Also, finally, kind of sunset time right now. My goodness, all right. This car handles a lot better than the previous ones. I'm not used to it. Okay, let's keep on going. 40s, 30s. Seems like the fact that we are super GPU bound at the moment, by the way, doesn't make the game stutter as much as it did previously. Like at 1080p, the frame time was a complete mess, you know, like it was alive. And right now, it kind of looks like it's dead. It's a flat line once again, with tiny little spikes maybe still, but I can't really tell any stuttering at the moment, although frame rate is obviously really low, so anyway, we need to see Jack at 8K resolution in the enhanced edition of GTA, of course. I really hope he's there, by the way. Look at that lighting now, though. That's beautiful. Yeah, ray reconstruction would go a long way, by the way. Even here at 8K resolution on those cylinder-looking thingies on the top of the car, you know, behind the seats, you can see the raised reflections aren't as good. Oh, hello there, Jacqueline. How you go? You know what? Let's love Jacqueline as well in this one. Okay, Enhanced Edition is the update where we start loving Jacqueline as well as Jack. So let's give her a little pat on the back, shall we?
Evolve some ears.
Shut up, Michael. You're still with those lines? Those are so 2013. Also, guys, 8K resolution sunsets. The water at the distance is so sharp, so detailed. You can still tell the difference, even though I'm not using a native 8K monitor. Yeah, it's still sharper than native 4K resolution here. It's really nice. Yeah, those reflections on the side of the car and stuff with this lighting as well. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Not worth the performance drop once again, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I like this, guys. Oh, dropping into the 20s with the 5090. We're destroying it. Damn. That's crazy. And looking at the reflections on these cars as well. All of them have very accurate reflections, of course. They look very pretty. So at night is where we should be seeing a lot better reflections and lighting as well coming from that ray tracing. So that's why I waited so long here without reloading the game and seeing Jack and killing Bob again, by the way. But anyway, 8K resolution, definitely playable. And the fact that we have DLSS available now in this game means that we can make it quite a lot more playable without losing much in terms of visual fidelity. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it with performance DLSS this time around, which at 8K resolution, even though this is DLSS 3, it looks really good. Basically, the higher the resolution that you're playing on, the better upscaling will work. And I just noticed that the city is this way, so we're just moving away from it. I wanted to go to the middle of it and see some lighting and stuff, but yeah, got lost here a little bit, guys. Sorry about that. And we're here, guys. Lots of lights around us. Still not in the exact middle of the city. That would be like near that building, I guess. I don't know for sure, but yeah, we can take a look at a lot of the lights at the moment. Goodbye, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Yay, come on. God. All right. You know what, guys? Let's just fall from the sky. Look at that. Look at all of the lights. It's a little bit blurry, actually. That's because of the depth of field being enabled. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Usually I prefer to leave it disabled, but I wanted to max out everything, so yeah, well, let's disable depth of field. It's way sharper this way. Yeah. Okay, that's way better. Holy crap. Also, I needed to stop counting the FPS. Almost got on top of that truck there. Because when I tried to use the cheat code for the Skyfall, we went into a black screen that got 200 FPS. So, yeah, that wouldn't be accurate anymore. And I restarted it. We're now getting 90s. So, pretty similar FPS during nighttime as daytime, I guess. There's not a big difference there. Oh, let's check interiors at night. Yes. Maybe with all of the bloom effects and the lighting, it will be more intensive, and it indeed is. Look at this, 70s. All right. So if you're playing at 8K resolution, performance DLSS is definitely the way to go. Ooh, of course, the mirrors. Totally forgot about that. Really high quality reflections now. Look at that. And accurate ones. Let me bring up a weapon. Oh, I can't bring up a weapon inside of my own house. Are you serious? It's my house! I think that's about it for 8K resolution. We should probably move up to 16K. Okay, guys, we're back at the start at 15360 by 8640. Absolutely insane resolution. Utilizing most of our VRAM, I guess. Like 22 gigabytes is for the game. Other apps, 11. I don't understand how other apps are using 11 gigs. I also restarted the computer completely. But yeah, this is it. Still using DLSS performance. All right, because I want to try it with performance DLSS first. Ray tracing is enabled. Everything else is enabled. Let's see. Okay, so it does work. Indeed, this is running the game at 8K resolution and upscaling it to 16K. It is absolutely insane, the amount of power that you need to do this. And the VRAM as well, look at that. 30 gigabytes, almost 31 gigabytes with DLSS performance. Oh, look at that. The VRAM just keeps going up right now. Oh my. It's slowly but surely going up, and we're getting a very cinematic 20-something FPS. Yeah, it's not good, obviously, but honestly, I was expecting it to just crash because we're using ray tracing at 16K, so kind of crazy, guys. I think this is the first time that we're using ray tracing at this high resolution, even though we're using DLSS once again. Very impressive, actually. But let's stop it there, okay? I'm just gonna stop it here. I want to see it with 16K native resolution. I'm actually going to disable frame scaling altogether. So this is gonna be true native 16K, even without DLAA and stuff. I think it just crashes at 16K native, guys, with the DLSS turned off and ray tracing turned on. Oh no, wait! It didn't crash. We're getting 0 FPS, 3 right now in the menu. Can I get out of the menu? Oh my. It does work. It completely maxed out our VRAM, guys. It swapped a bunch of things that should be on VRAM into the RAM. The RAM usage is 10 gigabytes higher than it was before. And we're getting 1 FPS. But this is true 16K native resolution. All right, I'm not saying native because I'm still using DSR and the custom DSR tool to do this, but it is native resolution. The GPU is processing native 16K at the moment. And look at the power utilization. At the very least, we got something good out of this 16K experiment. Your power connectors won't melt if the GPU is only pushing 130 watts. If you're wondering why that happens, when you run out of VRAM, the power utilization always drops by a bit sometimes by a lot, and in this case, yeah, by quite a lot, as you can see. Wow, I don't think we can see jack at 16K resolution, my friends, but at least now we can take a closer look at the graphics, because this is literally a slideshow, and it is indeed improved. I think the textures do look nicer than before. Maybe it's just placebo, I don't know. I'm not testing side by side, but yeah, the reflections on the car as well, definitely improved, more accurate. The car right aside from us did look great as well, more reflective. The detail is quite nice as well, pretty much everywhere. Oh boy, we're going out. Are we going to die? It's an angel. The angel mic. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Enough of this. Okay. Last thing I want to try here in this game. By the way, yeah, going to the menu, the FPS go back to good frames, but then you come back, it gets 2 FPS again. At least we can navigate the menu properly. That's nice. I'm gonna go back to the 4K resolution, and I will try some online gameplay next. Also, I'm gonna go back to DLAA over here, and everything else is still max settings, aside from the depth of field, which looks pretty terrible at night, and this is at night at the moment. I'm expecting it to be more CPU bound than it was previously, so with a little bit less FPS than story mode, since online is usually way more CPU intensive. It also feels smooth right now, not much stuttering happening, although micro stuttering is there and lowering our 1% lows once again, but yeah, this looks great once again. Goodbye, I don't want to answer the phones. So yeah, and it's getting 120s, but with lower GPU utilization than we saw in the story mode. Let's go. What is going on over here? Is there a guy? Yes, there is a guy over there. Okay, so as you can see, we're running online, obviously, and people are running around and stuff, making it more CPU intensive. So instead of capping out at like, what, 150 FPS, which is what we saw previously, tons of notifications. I wish we could get away with those, but yeah, it makes it harder to look at the FPS, unfortunately. Okay, there we go, finally. Yeah, instead of capping out at 150 FPS on the CPU side of things previously in the story mode, we're now down to the 110s, 120s most of the time. So definitely quite a bit more CPU intensive and CPU bound than it was previously. The stutters are still there, as you saw there. Some major ones happening every once in a while, unfortunately. So again, I think the way to go, especially if you're playing online, is with the legacy version. I'm not even sure if you can play online with the legacy version anymore, but yeah. Also, Jack is supposed... Why? God, GTA, man. Jack is supposed to be here now in GTA Online, so I want to put that to the test and go see him, and that's gonna be the last thing that we do. Alright, here we go, guys. Bushy areas, finally maxing out our 5090 again. 100% GPU utilization there. So it's still going to be GPU bound here. And there is Jack over there. Oh boy, in its true glory. Hi, Jack. How's it going? So cute, mate. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so now the video is basically complete. And maybe if we can kill Bob as well. I doubt Bob is here, though. It's very late for him, and his mother doesn't allow him to go to the trails at night. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I will have a lot more tests coming with different GPUs in GTA 5 Enhanced. I hope that they fix the game, because right now it's a bit of a stuttery mess, and I don't like that. And I wish the look of the game changed dramatically, and it was only a little bit of a difference here, although ray tracing does add to it, and I do like the look. So yeah, this is a big excuse for me to start testing this game again a lot, and I really love it. Thanks for watching again. See you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.